Y'all, episode 9, season 3 of The Traitors came on last night. We have to talk about it. Spoilers ahead. Y'all, I am so sad for Carolyn. I wanted her to win it all. I was so hoping that she'd be the last one standing. I'm so mad at Danielle. I like Danielle, but like Carolyn versus Danielle, I was really on Carolyn's side. She just seems like she feels so deeply. She really has played such a good game, and Danielle really played her like a fiddle. Danielle really manipulated her so well in this challenge this week. It was impressive. So clearly, Carolyn and Danielle still not getting along. Neither one of them trust each other. Danielle is upset that Carolyn will not recruit anyone. She really wanted Brittany, and Carolyn, rightfully so, was like, heck no, y'all are going to team up on me? I'm not going to do that. And so Danielle reluctantly agreed to murder Sam. But all the while, she was like, you know what, I'm gonna get Carolyn out. The challenge this episode was a kind of like a live version of chess. They all stand on a board. The traitors have to answer certain questions. The traitors answer, and then the faithfuls have to gather together and decide who the traitors answer these questions with. Danielle was very smart in the way she played this. She really let Carolyn kind of set herself up. There were multiple questions in which she was like, sure, Carolyn, you can answer this one. And then she definitely used that information later on at the round table to incriminate Carolyn. Poor sweet Carolyn. I mean, obviously her biggest insecurity, I think, is the fact that she thinks no one listens to her. So when that question came up, she played right into Danielle's hands. I do think like they could have argued that Tom Sandoval was a traitor, but I think just his ego is so big that of course he answered the questions the way he did because it made sense. But I think like later, if they wanted to point at someone, they could say that Tom and Carolyn answered a lot of the same questions similarly, but that did not happen. Clearly, it was going to be Danielle versus Carolyn. After like discussing things with Dylan, Carolyn was like, oh yeah, I can try to get Danielle out now. Enough people are suspicious, but unfortunately, Danielle was also going around trying to like frame Carolyn. We did get these two queens back, which was nice. We get Kate and Parvati. They were wonderful, and they just kind of hung out during the challenge, looking fabulous. So that was nice to see them again. I love Kate. I kind of wish they brought her back for a third season to play the game, but I know maybe enough people were like, okay, that's enough Kate, but it's never enough Kate for me. I like Kate. But at the round table, of course, Danielle makes a very good argument for Carolyn. Carolyn is just so earnestly like upset and hurt. I don't know. I think like the biggest betrayal, like Dylan voting for her, I don't know. It just broke my heart. That was rough. I think Carolyn really delivered her final speech really well, but like the thing that made me the most upset was Danielle's like weird crying, shaking thing on the floor. What was that? Clearly, they got Carolyn out. Danielle prevailed. There's still a lot of suspicions around Danielle. This is the season of traitor on traitor crimes, so people are like, yeah, it kind of gave like the whole Bob-Rob situation at the round table. Maybe Danielle is a traitor. They're catching on. And so, of course, Danielle goes up by herself to the turret, and Ellen lets her know, hey, you got to recruit someone, and then you can murder. But be careful who you recruit. And of course she chooses Brittany. And I don't think this was that good of a choice. I'm like, I don't know who would be the best person to recruit at this time. Honestly, I probably would have chosen Tom Sandoval and then set Tom to take the fall. Because if you choose Tom, like, I think if you give him the ultimatum, he's gonna choose to be a traitor. I think that's the only way he would be a traitor if you gave him the ultimatum. But I think he wants screen time, so of course he's going to sign up for it. And then I would just set him up for failure. I don't know, he seems like the easiest to manipulate. I think now that Brittany is a traitor, I'm assuming she accepts. I think Brittany could easily turn things on Danielle. I think there's enough suspicions around Danielle. So I wonder if Danielle kind of signed her own death warrant with recruiting Brittany. It's also just too obvious. I don't know. I'm looking forward to next week. If it were me, I probably would have recruited Tom Sandoval. Anyway, what were your thoughts on this episode? Were you as heartbroken as I was watching Carolyn at the round table? Poor thing, I just don't want to see her cry again.